So wherever you're at, if you're standing, if you're sitting, if you want to sit down, certainly just find a space that you're comfortable in, that you also feel safe closing your eyes. And if you're not yet into meditation or visualization, and it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, then you could just soften your gaze. So just gently roll your eyes, your eyelids down so you can look down and about 6 feet in front of you, or 2 feet, however far feet in front of you. Maybe 6 feet is too much. Thanks, Annie. So find that comfortable space. And if you're sitting, just notice if you're tilting forward, as we humans tend to tilt forward, and just go ahead and lean back so your shoulders stack over your hips. And then notice where your shoulders are. You can relax your shoulders down your back. And even notice your head. If your head is so used to looking up at the screens or looking down at the screens, gently move your neck so it aligns with your shoulders and your hips. And most often that means taking your chin and gently, softly in the movement, just tilting it down towards your chest. And the goal is to have as much length and space along your spine to your head. And then go ahead, if your eyes are closed already, your hands, I didn't mention your hands, but your hands can rest in your lap, on your side. You can be palm over palm. Sometimes if you're laying down, you could do hand over heart, hand over belly, whatever makes you feel most connected to yourself. And then with your eyes softened, your gaze softened, your eyes closed, whichever one you chose, take a deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. So really make that audible sigh. So inhale through your nose and then sigh it out. Let it go. Right? It's that metaphor of letting go, of which my mentor David told me to let it go yesterday. So take a breath in, maybe reverie. This will help you too. Take a breath in through your nose and then exhale out your mouth. Let it go. And then just bring your lips together softly, gently. Allow space. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth and just a little bit of space between your teeth. And go ahead, bring to mind the number 1. So interesting enough, some of you may just immediately go to the word 1. You'll see the word 1, and some of you will see the actual digit 1. Maybe you can vacillate between the two of them, so you can visualize the digit 1 versus the word 1, and see how that feels in your body, in your mind. There's no right or wrong here. This is just what your brain does and how you can tap into the nervous system to allow your body and your mind to just slow down and focus on one thing. Okay. And then as you move from 1, go to 2 and see how you can visualize the number 2 or the word 2. Take your time, just let it sit. And if it sits in space, and sometimes, you go to visualization and you'll see it right in between your eyes, just right in front of your face in that center space between your eyebrows. And when you've gotten your 2, then go to 3. Just see the digit 3 and see the word 3. Now see the word 4 and the digit 4. And now 5. And both the word and then the digit 5. So interesting enough, you're looking at numbers all day long, but when you close your eyes, can you see them? And can you see them still? So even in the momentum of the market and the market's moving all the time, fast and slow and fast and slow, can you actually slow your activity as a trader down so that you can actually see the authentic market in the momentum or the movement and the trend of where it's going, or no trend, to help you better understand? It's hard at first for sure. So that's why we stick to the basics: numbers and letters. You've written them, you look at them, you talk them, you speak them, you write them. So you type them. So it's fairly simple. I would stick to visualization of numbers and letters to start. And then let's move on to do colors and objects. So a little bit more advanced, because now we're adding the sense of color. And so you can also, when we're talking about food too, sometimes your taste buds will get involved when your eyes are closed. So if you remove one sense, your other senses will heighten. So it's always interesting. Some people will say, I can taste it, and so on and so forth. So see where you're at. So we'll start with a breath. So take a deep breath in and then exhale it out. Cleanse that numbers section away. And then we'll start with strawberry. So visualize a strawberry. Perhaps maybe it's one strawberry, maybe it's a little bucket of strawberries, or it's a chocolate covered strawberry. Go where allow your mind to go where it wants to go in the visualization. Is it sliced? And if you want to tap into the taste, you can sense sometimes also when you're doing visualization, which is also a form of energy work, you can start to, your mouth starts to water, because that is a indication of energy work. Your cellular makeup is starting to shift as you start to calm your nervous system down. So take a couple more seconds with strawberry. And then we'll move to orange. So visualize an orange. And is it peeled, or does it still have its rind? How bright of orange? Is it an orange from a tree? Again, I don't know where you're at on your visualization journey, but allow your mind to just expand. So sometimes it's hard as we become adults, our imagination starts to slightly be diminished due to the realization and our responsibilities and stressors, the real world, all that we didn't even have to worry about when we were children, or we didn't even know we needed to worry or think about. Sometimes not even worry, but acknowledge at least. And so, just allow yourself to tap into that inner child and the playful child that can imagine and visualize these things. Okay. Moving on to a banana. So the yellow of the banana, is it ripe? Does it have a touch of green? Is it not ripe? Is it totally ready for banana cake? Is it with a bunch of bananas? So visualize the yellow of the banana. And again, maybe you can even taste it, or maybe you can even smell it. And then moving on to a green apple, go ahead and visualize that green apple. And perhaps now it's not so much a visualization around the center of between your eyebrows, it's actually in the palm of your hand. You can actually visualize this green apple in your hand. Maybe it's so tart, that Granny Smith apple, you can start to salivate. You can taste it. Maybe you can even see it from a tree if you're apple picking. You know, go where your mind wants to go. And then lastly, let's go with the blueberry. So go ahead and bring to mind the blue of a blueberry. Is it a bunch of blueberries? Is it blueberries in your hand? Is it blueberries, frozen blueberries? Is it in your yogurt? Is it in your smoothie? Go ahead. Is it 1? Is it 3? And just focus on the color, focus on the size. And go ahead and clear the colors and objects. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. How we doing so far? Everybody okay? I'm going to trust that everybody's okay. I'm following along. All right, next up. Yeah. Next up, objects in space. So let's go ahead and bring to mind a ball. So it's always interesting what type of ball brings to mind each person. Soccer ball, football, beach ball, baseball, tennis ball, volleyball, basketball, maybe even a hockey puck. I don't know. So, but bring to mind a ball, bring to mind the colors. You can start to engage with the movement of the object in space. So is it rolling? Is it bouncing? Did you kick it? Did you throw it? And just go ahead and sit with that visualization for a couple breaths. And then let's move on to a visualization of a tree. So I would ask you to go bottom to top of the tree. So start with the trunk. How big is the tree? How long is the trunk? How short is the trunk? How tall is the trunk? How wide is the trunk? What do the leaves look like? What do the branches look like? The more in depth you go, the more you give your body, your mind, your spirit the ability to get into that present state of mind, to tap into your creativity and your vivid imagination, which you have. And you're taking in information and leaving information behind as you become more present. So I don't know about you guys, but the trees out here are so green from the spring that we've had. It's just the different colors have been magical. So perhaps you can visualize multiple trees. Maybe you see the branches blowing in the wind. And then moving on to the bird. So go ahead and visualize the bird that comes to mind. And perhaps you see it perched. Maybe you see it in flight. Maybe you see its features, its wings, the colors. Maybe you hear it. And then whichever bird, this is just an aside, but whichever bird you visualize, I'd be curious after this session to, if you remember it, to go ahead and look it up to see what it means spiritually. The bird that you chose. And then let's move on to a dog. So go ahead and visualize a dog. Big, small, flat face, long nose, tail, no tail, floppy ears, pointy ears. Is the dog running? Is it sitting? Color of the dog. And so here we're tapping into color, objects in space, and a little bit of movement. And lastly, let's go ahead and visualize a wave or multiple waves. So is it in an ocean? Is it in a lake? Is it a sea? High waves, low waves? What type of wake? Can you hear it? And notice when you're even visualizing wave and water, does your body take another step towards a deeper relaxation in the visualization? Again, just tapping into your most authentic self in a state of calm outside of the chaos. And maybe if you can visualize the wave, you actually can feel your body in a waving motion. Let's go ahead and clear this section. So take a deep breath in and then open mouth, exhale it out. So awesome work. So we're starting to get a little bit more difficult as we go. And by difficult, I mean tasking yourself to become more present, to tapping into the different sensations within your mind, body, spirit. Moving away from the familiar of what you know to help you calm your mind, calm your thoughts. And really the goal is not to remove thoughts, it's just to listen to the space in between the thoughts. Okay, so this is chakras. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the chakra system, which is Sanskrit, and it comes from the Eastern world, but chakras are energy centers that lie within the body along the spine from your root, so the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. And there's colors associated to these color wheels, and they rotate. So every other energy center, chakra, rotates one direction, the other one rotates the other direction, vice versa, and it goes up, up, up. So in the body, we specifically talk about 7 chakras. Around the body, there's many, many more beyond the body. But these 7 chakras actually help to create your aura. So the energy within, the energy layers outside your body. And I can answer questions after this, but hang tight with me. So each chakra represents an area within the body and a focus. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to guide you to where the chakra is. I'm going to also allow you to tap into the color as well as what it represents. So hang tight, because now we're moving into more of the energetic visualization to help you create that mind movie and then that action movie beyond that. Okay. All right, let's get started. So take another deep breath in and really open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then go ahead, if you opened your eyes, then go ahead and close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then focus on the base of your spine. And that here is the root chakra. And the color of the root chakra is red. And it represents grounding. So if you think you can think of it as the base of your spine and then down your legs. So just like a trunk of a tree, your legs are the trunk and you're grounding into the ground. So if you can visualize the color wheel at the base of your spine, and some of you may even are familiar with this, you can visualize, and if you have access to them, visualize red down your legs. If you can feel the energy flowing of red energy or pulsating within your body, or if you can imagine the energy center, the actual root, if you want to imagine it as a dot or a wheel, and it getting bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller, just breathing to tap into the energy center. The idea is to align all energy centers to help you more ground and to be more aligned, as both Manny and David say, in the things that you do, the things that you say, and the things that you think about. So continue on, just really visualizing that red root chakra energy center in the base of your spine. It also is the center of safety and belonging. So safety is a really big word when we come to our screens. It's necessary that we feel safe in our environment and the actions that we take. If we're pressing, it's an unsafe environment for us mentally. Okay, let's go up. We're going to move up. So just below your belly button is the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is the color orange. This is where your creativity lies. So your flow, your pleasure. So if this is locked, so sometimes like when we have stomach aches, perhaps our creativity is stunted or our ability to flow is stunted. And so if we work and visualize the color orange and the energy center of the sacral chakra pulsating, perhaps we can tap into that energy to move the stuck energy. So visualize that orange energy in the front, just below your belly button, to the sides, to the back, 360. See if you can get that energy, that color of orange to expand to the sides of your body, and then contract and expand and contract, just like your breath. And then moving on to the solar plexus. So the solar plexus energy is just above your belly button, so where your rib cage meets. And the color associated with your solar plexus is yellow. And it's representative of your will, your confidence, your personal power. So go ahead and start to visualize the color yellow just above your belly button and where your rib cage meets. And again, it's a 360 sensation. So go ahead, if you can, visualize that energy just expanding and contracting and expanding and contracting as you can tap into the movement. And this is a practice, folks. So if you can see the color yellow, that's okay. That's great too. And sometimes people who have a meditation practice and they tap in and they see colors, or sometimes you can see colors in your dreams. These are the colors. This is what your body and your mind are telling you. So you can look them up once you see them in your meditations or in your sleep, your dreams, and you remember them. I don't know, some people may even have some talents where you could see people and see their auras, so you can see the colors around them. And then go ahead, this is a good one. So your heart chakra, it's represented by green. There's a tiny higher heart chakra, and that's represented by the color pink. but for majority of all of us right now, let's stick to the color green. It's love, compassion, connection with others. So just like your heartbeat, you can see that color green expand and move, even to your shoulders, perhaps even down your fingertips, down your arms to your fingertips. And perhaps you can even see the colors that even expand beyond your body. And focus on the green. And then moving along to your throat chakra. So this is about your truth, your expression, your clarity. Go ahead and visualize it's somewhat of a turquoise blue in your throat center. And then perhaps you even want to put your hands on your throat. And just feel, and if it helps you to have a tactical action with your visualization, you can feel that pulsation through your hands and your fingertips when you're focusing on your throat chakra. And then moving right along to the third eye. So this is the space in between your brows. It's your intuition, your insight, your vision. And it's most often depicted by a darker purple. And this one often comes up in meditation, even if you're a yogi and you're in Shavasana or Savasana, whichever you want to call it. You sometimes, quite often, the purple color will come into play. And you'll visualize that color purple. And just even bringing attention to the area of your face and just allowing all your cells to expand and contract and breathe just as you take in breath. Allow your muscles, your skin, this exercise is so much, just like when we call a person's name and the person turns around, it's the same with our body. When we acknowledge the parts of our body gets excited because they're like, oh, you're paying attention to me. And then lastly is the crown chakra. So it sits right on top of your head. And it's excuse me, it's somewhat of a lavender color. And then as it's discussed, it disperses into an opalescent, and I would then say a white, clear white light. And then once you visualize that crown chakra into the lavender, opalescent, white color, I would just imagine that showering around you, just cleansing you of the muck that perhaps you've been carrying. We always carry something that doesn't serve us or that's latched on. This is, represents your consciousness and your connection to self. And I like to use that visualization of the shower cleansing you. I used to use it with clients as well. It's like an energetic shower. Similar, you could use it to lighting Palo Santo or sage. And then let's go ahead and clear that work. So take a deep breath in And open mouth exhale. Let that go. So moving right along. I could feel that you guys are doing this. So thank you so much for participating and doing the work. So this is the mind movie section. Mind movies were discussed from Joe Dispenza, who is a self-help guru. He's a second generation, I would say, new age. But he had created the concept of a mind movie. And a mind movie is where you start, according to him, it's where you start with a kaleidoscope of colors and then you move into images that you want and you want to manifest for your life going forward, along with affirmations. So I pulled it up. There's a few on YouTube. I would look for the ones that are about 5 years ago. But that's how this started. Now, for us, oops, I always click on the screen. For us, I want you to focus on visualizing, and it could take no more than 90 seconds. And again, no right or wrong here. It's visualizing yourself as you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed in the life that you want. And certainly the life that you want could exist today. But again, my best guess is that if you're sitting here in the trading community, there's more that you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's start to visualize that. And so from the moment, let's say it's a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you don't even have to put a time frame on it. Wake up, take the action, or visualize the life that you want to lead from the moment you wake up. Go through all the steps in this life that you want to lead. Brush your teeth, drink your water, have your breakfast, get in the car that you want, be with the people that you want, in the home that you want, the whole thing. Just take 90 seconds, because what happens is the brain doesn't know reality versus not reality. So if you're visualizing it, what's happening in this space is that you have everything in this, let's call this like a vortex, so a funnel around you, and you're pulling from the stuff that you want and focusing it. So it's law of attraction. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I think that let's start. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do this. So it's all the things that you want in your life and how you imagine your life in the perfect life. Okay, so let's go ahead, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, exhale it out, and just create this mind movie. So where are you? What does your morning look like? What does your work look like? Maybe you don't even work. Maybe you tend to farm. That makes you happy. The people, the places. And again, this is so easy to do. It takes minimal amount of time. And if you do it on a daily basis, your mind will continue to gravitate towards those things that you want. And it thinks that you already have it. So it's as if you already have this life of manifestation that you want to have. So you're using all the techniques that we just went through to help you tap into this bigger version of visualization, a mind movie. And we'll have 1 more minute. And think of it as like a trailer, right? A trailer for your life, the perfect life. even bring some levity to it. I don't know. Sometimes my visualizations, they make me laugh. I'm like, where did that even come from? I'll just give you about 30 more seconds. And then go ahead, clear that, take a deep breath in, exhale it out. So the intention is to take the mind movie, the 90 seconds, and do it daily. When you wake up, first thing when you wake up, you open up your eyes in bed, and then you close your eyes and you do your mind movie, and then you go about your day. Yeah, Stuart, they're actually in trade anchors in the website in the dropdown. I'll go back, I'll review it again. But yes, absolutely. All right, so here's the most important part to this process. So now that you've seen your life and how you want to, what you want to create, you've seen yourself in this mind movie, having this life. I know there's actions that you need to take to get there. And some of these actions, you're dragging your feet. I know that there are some actions I've really held back on, and I've known I've had to take action on, and I'm starting to let myself take action. And the actions are a little bit, not taking the actions have kept me pretty safe, and taking the actions are scary, but I also know that they are the best way for me to get to what I want. And so for myself, and for my own doing. So there's one action. I know there's one. And so on the worksheet, or if there's a pen or paper near you, you can write down one action that you've been hanging back not doing. And you know clearly that you need to do it. And perhaps it has to do with your trading. Maybe it's not stopping when you've hit your downside stop. Maybe you have a rule of executing only 3 attempts per level, and you quite often are hammering a level because the market isn't going the way you want it to go. Those are actions that are inhibiting you from moving forward. You know that you shouldn't be taking those actions. So there's one action, I'm sure, and perhaps it has to do with your trading. So just write it down or think about it. Just know that there's that one action, because the last activity we're going to do is an action mind movie. So now you're going to put yourself in your shoes today. You're going to create your morning routine. You're going to wake up in the house that you're at, and you're going to walk yourself through taking that action. So again, if it has to do with your trading, you'll walk yourself through the moment you wake up to the moment you sit down in front of your screens. You can visualize the market moving. And if we want to do another session, certainly I can do another session of execution and trading execution, and we could run through, depending on what type of execution, if you just want, well, we can go through it another time, and I can talk to Manny and David about what they want me to, what types of visualization for execution. But for this moment, use the action that you know you need to take, because you know, and I know because I know. And so go ahead and visualize yourself sitting at your screens and taking the action. And hey, I mean, it could very much be that if you're trading an evaluation service account and you hit your downside stop, but you can also go into the risk parameters and change it. It's the action of looking at it, seeing it, and then not changing it, choosing to leave it as is, taking that loss and being okay with taking that loss. Or perhaps it's doing only one reset on evaluation service. So you're actually visualizing yourself being pissed off because you've blown the account. You go to reset it, You reset it once, and perhaps, keyword today, perhaps, you are angry with yourself from the last account and you hit a downside stop on the reset, and then you let it go. You just let yourself take the loss and you walk. You close your screens and then take yourself through beyond that moment of the action that you've taken to help yourself move forward and close out your day. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes to do it, okay? So we'll start now. So we're just taking one action that we know we need to take that we haven't taken to help us move forward. And we're visualizing ourselves in our lives today in the existing offices that we have, because I'm assuming these actions are related to trading that most of you are going to pick. And you're going to visualize you taking that action. And then take yourself from the moment you wake up through the action all the way till you close out your day. You eat your dinner, you watch TV, you relax, maybe you review your day, you know, whatever your routine is. And then you go to bed. Take yourself through that entire process. One more minute. Of course. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, minute's up. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. If you're sitting, I would open up your eyes. I'd awaken your gaze. I would stand up. I would shake it out. I'd maybe shake, just move that energy. Maybe hop it out, tap it out. Certainly today, folks, drink a ton of water. This is a lot of work. I'm only laughing because it's a lot of work. But water, electrolytes, whatever to replace. It can be super dehydrating. I mean, sitting in front of the screens is dehydrating as it is. And then to top it with visualization work, it's a double whammy. So dash of salt or some electrolytes. And that is it. So just to recap, how to find let's go back. All right. So tradingcurse.com. And then you just fill it in. I don't hold your names. Your emails, nothing at this moment in time. So it's locally stored on your computers. Here's the worksheet. I rearranged a little bit of the stuff here. So if you want to check that out, and then you go to tools, here's your drop down. You have the abundance versus lack. So your the awareness of your thoughts, your actions, and your words. And then the shadow work. So just journal prompts, breath work. Oops, excuse me. And then the visualization. So it runs through all the techniques that we just did. Any questions? No questions? Oh, you're most welcome. I hope you feel better. How often do I practice? All the time, every day. I mean, I meditate every day, and sometimes it's a visualization, sometimes it's just meditation, sometimes I go to acupuncture. You know, that's another thing, you guys. Thanks for bringing this up. Um, so there was, I don't know. I mean, last week I was pissed. So I don't know. um, you know, sometimes it's hard for us to do these on our own. And so I've always said, as long as I've been a practitioner and as long as I've been on this self help journey, practice, connection to self, um, is that if you can't facilitate this for yourself, then go to people who can facilitate it for you. So massage therapists, acupuncturists, sometimes even chiropractors, energy work practitioners, whether it's Reiki, craniosacral therapy, sound healing, you know, people who can give you that opportunity to just calm your nervous system, who have tools if you're not able to do it for yourself. Guided meditations, of course. I mean, so on and so forth. So any questions? Any more questions? Yeah. All right, guys. I hope you log in and grab the worksheets for yourselves. And yeah, of course. I mean, thanks, Manny, for even allowing me to do this. This is a gift. I mean, this is, you know, I live and breathe this stuff. I mean, it's a work in progress and process for sure. And not always do I do perfectly. Not always, I don't even know what perfect is in this realm, but certainly it's a practice. And the more I practice, the more connection I have to myself. And it's just the better I am for it. And for those people around me too. But certainly if you have questions, you can tap me. I didn't know we had a personal chat function on this. So you can ask me questions and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Big hugs. Take care of yourselves. Water.